A few days ago, I was talking to one of my friends. She was going through some issues in her relationship, so naturally, we started talking about it. But something she said genuinely surprised me. She told me she'd been asking a chatbot for relationship advice, not once, not occasionally. Almost every day, whenever something happened with her boyfriend, she'd go home, open the app, and explain the entire situation. How should I respond? Should I text first? Am I overthinking this? I'll admit, I didn't expect that. I've used AI plenty of times myself to learn things, to research, to get quick answers. But relationship advice? That had never even crossed my mind. A few days later, I was scrolling through Instagram and I came across a reel, someone sharing their daily struggles and emotions with an AI chatbot. At first, I assumed it was just the algorithm picking up on something I'd searched, but then it hit me. This wasn't rare. This wasn't a one-off thing my friend happened to do. This was happening to thousands, maybe millions of people, and that made me wonder, why? Why are people turning to chatbots for emotional support? Why are they choosing artificial conversations over human ones? Especially now, when we have more ways to connect with each other than at any point in history. Social media, online communities, video calls, instant messaging. We've never been more connected. And yet, more and more people are opening a chatbot before they open up to another person. So I started digging into why. And the answer turned out to be more complicated than I expected. AI offers something a lot of people struggle to find in real life. It doesn't judge you, it doesn't interrupt, it doesn't get tired of listening, and it never tells you that you're overreacting. No matter how many times you ask the same question, it responds patiently, consistently, without a hint of frustration. For someone who feels lonely, anxious, or afraid of being judged, that's not a small thing. That can feel like relief. Because human conversations are messy. People misunderstand us. People disagree with us. Sometimes they give bad advice or say something that hurts without meaning to. AI removes almost all of that friction, and that's exactly why it's so easy to get pulled in. But that ease is also where the problem starts. Think about how we actually grow as people. We grow through conversations that are a little awkward, a little difficult, conversations where someone challenges what we believe or tells us something we didn't want to hear. Growth rarely happens inside a comfort zone, and a chatbot is the most comfortable conversation we can possibly have. Comfort feels good in the moment, but too much of it for too long quietly stops us from growing. If every emotional struggle gets routed straight to a chatbot, we lose the small, repeated chances to practice something essential: human connection. We stop opening up to friends. We stop asking our parents. We stop having the uncomfortable conversations that actually shape us. And slowly, without really noticing, the chatbot stops being a backup option. It becomes the first place we go. The biggest risk here isn't that AI gives bad advice, it's emotional dependence. When someone starts relying on AI to process every emotion, every decision, every conflict, they're slowly outsourcing pieces of their emotional life. Instead of sitting with uncertainty, they ask the chatbot. Instead of working through conflict, they ask the chatbot. Instead of reflecting on their own, they ask the chatbot. And at some point, the question quietly changes. It's no longer, what do I think? It becomes, what does the chatbot think? That shift matters. No piece of technology should hold that much influence over how we feel, what we decide, or who we believe we are. Now, I want to be clear about something. I'm not against AI. I think it's one of the most powerful tools we've ever built. Use it to learn, to create, to brainstorm, to build better habits. Let it be a teacher, a mentor, an assistant, but never forget what it actually is: a tool. Not a replacement for friendship, family, or community, and definitely not a replacement for real human connection. Because some things only exist in real relationships. A hug, a shared memory, a disagreement that actually helps you grow, a friend who stays beside you when things are hard. No machine can give you those. Maybe the question isn't whether AI is good or bad. Maybe the real question is this: are we using it to enhance our lives or to escape the parts of life that feel uncomfortable? The future was never about choosing between humans and technology. It's about making sure technology helps us become more human, not less. That's a choice, and it's one every one of us has to keep making.